your business?
Hello, good evening. So my name is Twila Nkombo and I am a PhD student in the School of Psychology. I'm also the founder of Women of Purpose Community Interest Company. Women of Purpose is a platform that empowers women to find their own God-given purpose. So at Women of Purpose, we have a primary target audience. She's the African woman whose name we've chosen to call Sophie. Sophie comes in two phases. Phase one is Sophie Silo. She's a single Sophie who is 30 years old. According to the African culture, well, her biological clock is ticking. She needs to marry now. On the other hand, we have Sophie Seasons, and Sophie Seasons is a married woman with a growing family and a career. On this other side of Sophie Seasons, the cultural pressure she's fighting, well, she should forget about going up the career ladder because she needs to look after her home. So this is where Women of Purpose CIC comes in. We want to help Sophie Silo and Sophie Season recognize that their purpose is important. And we do that through our Purpose Pathway course, which Sophie can access online anywhere in the world. We also have a relationship, mentorship and coaching program, which we like to call the Relate Works Mentorship and Coaching Program. And both of these facilities or ways to reach out to Sophie are underpinned by a strong sisterhood community at Women of Purpose. Talking about community, 2 weeks ago in Bournemouth, we had what's called Mask of Worship. Mask of Worship is an event that happens every year where Christians from different churches come together to worship God in music and in song. So at Mask of Worship, we had a wonderful turnout, and this year's Mask of Worship was also linked to a bigger purpose called My Own Papa. In Zambia, where I come from, My Own Papa, Nailenka Papa means, Mum, if you look after me while I'm a baby, when I'm older, I will look after you. And so we have continued to do this fundraiser to help mums and babies in the first 100 days of childbirth. I'm talking about pads, formula, and baby clothes. And so thanks to our sponsors, the BBC and Hope FM, who helped us spread the word that Mask of Worship was happening this year, as well as the My Own Papa fundraiser. Also thanks to our other sponsors, Pizza Express and Nando's, who gave warm, hearty meals to all our guests at Mask of Worship this year. The other thing that we're so happy to announce is that obviously the Purpose Pathway course is available for Sophie to access online. But I'm so glad that BBC and Hope FM also chose to play a new single that I'd written to dedicate to Sophie. And finally, our merchandise at Women of Purpose. Our merchandise is there to remind Sophie, as well as the men in her lives, brother, sister, husband, but more importantly, to remind Sophie that we see her, she's valuable, and her purpose counts. Thank you.
And Twila, we can see the passion in your business there and a really strong mission. Tell us, I know you've registered the business as a community interest company. Tell us a bit more about why that was so important and why you chose that business structure.
Sure, thank you. Choosing to register Women of Purpose as a community interest company was the best fit because everything that we do, as I've explained, is about the community. It's about Sophie and reaching out to her. And I guess it also helps us be able to fundraise and go through with the My Own Papa project for any sponsors out there. And it gives us that right as a CIC to be able to do that. So that was why and our reason behind that.
Fantastic. And I know that you run Women of Purpose alongside your PhD, and you're a mum to a small boy as well, who's here in the audience as well. How do you juggle all of that?
Because I am Sophie. But yes, it's the shortest answer to that. I was once Sophie Silo, got married at 35, been married at 4 years, and as I said, as a Zambian by origin in my culture, I should have been married a lot sooner, but how many of us know some of these things, you don't have control over that. But now, as Sophie Seasons, I really understand when women who I work with at Women of Purpose find it difficult to juggle. And I think my answer to that, to myself and the women, is that you always make time for the things that you love and you're passionate about. So that's how I do it.
Thank you so much.